Hello everybody, I am Stephanie, the founder of Eagle Therapies, and I would like to talk to you guys today about the Distance Journey Group, or the Journeying from a Distance. I have been running the Shamanic Journey Group of Fairfax for about 3 years running, and we have changed locations a couple of times, but things have remained consistent in the fact that we have been going for about an hour apiece, and either weekly or bi-weekly, and things have changed and evolved. And one of the things that is changing and evolving now is that we are allowing other people to join us from more of a distance than before. So I wish to give thanks to the people that have experimented with the month of October. So thank you for following along and reading the posts that I had before about how to engage with the virtual community. So thank you very much to Dre, Shelly, Jornice, and Melissa for joining us from a distance. And I hope that this continues to kind of be fruitful and prosperous, and we'll be able to kind of move forward from here. So with Shamanic Journeying, if you're not familiar with it, there are two good resources a couple of good resources, but the ones that I will list now are two books that you can look up online. One of them is Shamanic Journeying, A Beginner's Guide by Sandra Ingerman, and the other one is Spirit Walking, A Course in Shamanic Power by Evelyn Rysdick. So both of those books are very good. They talk about shamanic journeying, as well as what throughout history shamanic journeying has been used for. I was trained by somebody that was Sandra Ingerman trained, so thank you to Mary Turtlewicker for being the first exposure that I had to shamanic journeying, as well as some of the other things that kind of led me down this path, because I found out that I was journeying even before I knew what it was. So, so thank you to those that are looking and participating. And now we talk about journeying from a distance. So below you will be able to find some links for journeying from a distance, and there are very useful things that I have written before. But this video series is actually for those that are visual learners as well as auditory learners, instead of those that are just, oh, I see thing on the screen, I'm going to follow, rah, 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 because sometimes it helps to have a face-to-face interaction. So journeying from a distance means to be able to enter into our circle or into our little tiny community and be able to join us. And this is going to be interesting because now it is going to be posted online. So that means that I also have to keep the integrity of the circle in mind when we begin to post these things like on a bi-weekly basis. So yeah, I will try my best, and this is going to be growing and evolving, so thank you for coming along on the journey. All journey groups are free to attend, but they are run by donation. So even if you are joining from a distance, it does take a lot of time and energy to put forward these things and to also kind of help moderate the posts that go up there. And sometimes I don't have time to to do it right away. But thank you for those that have been joining, as well as your patience. And so yeah, that's one of the reasons why, if you feel called to donate, then you certainly can. There's a little donate button that's going down below here. So thank you for watching out for that. And if you do happen to donate, thank you very much for your kind donations, because they are going towards helping make sure that this journey group is a little bit more solidified. So So for those that are more seasoned practitioners that have been journeying for a long time, you can go ahead and click off now, because what I will be explaining next is kind of shamanic journeying and what it is. So the next two videos that I will be doing are in regards to the structure of the shamanic journey group, as well as a little video about the suggested journey topic and and kind of tapping in from a distance. So those are two videos that will be up next, so you can go ahead and click on over to those. And if you're a beginner and you don't know what shamanic journeying is, then feel free to stay and listen. So got the do 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 do. Okay. All right, so if you are still watching and remaining and listening to this video, then shamanic journeying is something that has really helped me kind of become the person who I am today. because I've always been a curious person, and I've always asked these questions. And the funny thing about shamanic journeying is that it is a question-driven activity. So I was over the moon when I found out about shamanic journeying. Definitely read the books that have been provided as the resources, and again, you can find those down below on the website, or you can also find them in the YouTube details. But yeah, those two will be able to provide you a deeper breadth of what shamanic journeying is and what it has to offer. I also teach a once monthly shamanic journeying class, so you can feel free to subscribe to our newsletter to be able to kind of get more information on that and see when they are. And you can also look at our newsletter archives, and I try to keep that up to date once a month. And you can also check out our Facebook events, because that is where I will have them. Eventually, I do plan to have an online journeying course, but that is in the future. For right now, there are plenty of shamanic journeying courses out there. Sandra Ingerman does a really good one through both Sounds True as well as through Shift Network, so you can feel free to visit either of those. There are also a couple of other people that are very credible in regards to sharing what shamanic journeying is and how to do that. This is just, keep in mind, a very brief explanation on what shamanic journeying is. Please don't grab a drum and rattle and think that, oh, Stephanie taught me everything I need to know about shamanic journeying. No, that's shamanic journeying is something that can be a weekend intensive, but yet it can also be a week-long class in and of itself. So I encourage you to do your research, and this is just kind of a brief introduction, so then that way if you are curious, you can just go ahead and just start, because that's literally what I just did. I just started doing it because I'm that type of blumbering idiot that prefers to just go ahead and go through all the bramble and just be stubborn. So for all you other stubborn people out there that want to just kind of move forward anyway, you're going to get a rude awakening probably from your helping spirits. So with shamanic journeying, it's an altered state of consciousness, and what I mean by that is that you have the ability to access different realms, both within the inner realms as well as the outer realms of what connects everything together. In a shamanic worldview, everything is connected. We are all one, and I know that that is a little bit hard for some people to grasp, because a lot of people grew up in a disconnected sense. That and that's a whole thing in and of itself, but the main preface is that everything is connected, and we are all connected. We are all each other's brothers and sisters, and we are all like, we have the same common ancestors. So I'm not just talking about the ancestors like Great Aunt Billy and or the, you know, all the people like that. I also mean like going backwards to the original human ancestors, and then further back from the ancestors that are also the land spirits, the sky spirits, and the animals, because our animals are related to us. Like the animal kingdom is related to us, and the sky nation is related to us, and great-grandfather fire is a part of our cosmology, as well as great-grandmother water. So grandmother ocean is another big part. And the reason why we have those archetypes like mother and father and brother and sister is because we are really all related. There is a thing of Native American descent where they say all my relations, and that is true, because literally everything is a part of a greater web of life. So if you look at that, when you look into shamanic journeying, you enter into other realms with your own guidance, and to be able to interact with certain things, to ask questions about yourself, because this is about self-revelation. And another really good book is Sandra Ingerman and Hank Wesselman's book, Awakening to Spirit. And that one is about the direct path of shamanic, personal revelation or direct revelation, and that's shamanism for you. So again, I can keep talking about this for a long time. If you are interested, then feel free to come to one of the classes, or you can look up one of the courses that are online that are easily accessible. But yeah, this is one of those things where you listen to a drumming track and your intention is to connect with a spirit guide, and the best preference is to connect with one helping spirit. and to be able to find one that is a representation of your higher self, or a representation of something that is like a guide that comes forward, like a power animal of sorts. So then that way you have the ability to deepen that relationship with that one helping spirit. Because it's not about having 500 Facebook friends and about telling everybody how, oh man, I journeyed this week and I got a horse, and oh man, last week I journeyed about this and I got a dragon. So it's not about having 500 Facebook friends, it's about having that one true friend, and about being willing to show up and being willing to put forth that connection that you have, so you can deepen your connection to yourself and to your higher guides. So that's what this is all about, and you can feel free to read some of the things that are down below, so then that way you can be a little bit more informed about what shamanic journeying is. And I hope to see you either digitally or in person at one of the Fairfax Shamanic Journey groups. So thank you very much.